All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim Harakah HaKodash. And double honors unto the apostles and elders of JMS Great Millstone. And a sincere Shalom to Yakim bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. Now, I want to start off this lesson in the book of 2nd Esdras, the 14th chapter, and the 17th verse. And it reads, For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. Now, the point I want to focus on is how much the world shall be weaker through age, man. And that's the crops and their increase, is weaker. The stature of animals and man is weaker, but also the masculinity and testosterone of man has grown weaker. While, women have become more masculine, men have become more feminine. Now, the reason I'm grabbing this precept here is because there's a video, and I'm going to show the video of French President Macron, man. And as soon as I seen it, first Esdras, the 4th chapter, popped into my mind. Because as a ruler of a nation or a president of a nation, hey, there's no reason as to why there should be a video of your woman putting hands on you, man. Right? Hey, you got Jake that don't even allow that to happen. And here it is, you're in a political position of power, and you're still allowing essentially your woman to be above you, right? So we're going to get into that account, but here it is. It says, Macron explains slap from wife. It says, the French president has said the viral clip of Bridget pushing his face was just joking around, right? Same thing that happened in 1st Esdras, the 4th chapter, right? They use it as an excuse. Oh, she just playing, right? It says French president, and I'm going to show the video. It says French President Emmanuel Macron has downplayed a viral video showing his wife Bridget pushing his face as they disembark from a plane, describing the moment as the two of them just having fun, right? But here it is. Nations are supposed to fear you, as that political power seat. Nations are supposed to fear you. Here it is. You have the keys, essentially, to bring forth martial law, to send forth armies at the power of your pen, You have men that would never be able to be in a position to do what she did unto you. And you're just downplaying it as, oh, we're just having fun. It was just bickering. It's just banter, right? It says the footage captured on Sunday in Hanoi, Vietnam. Here it is. You're going to see another powerhouse man, right? It says shows the aircraft door opening to reveal Macron speaking to someone off camera. Moments later, 2 arms and red sleeves reach out and push his face, covering his mouth and jaw. He steps back before regaining his balance, then smiles and waves after noticing the cameras. It says Bridget, wearing a red jacket, soon appears besides him. Macron offers his arm, which she declines, and together they walk down the stairs together, showing you that it's more than just playing. Because if she was playing, she would have grabbed his hand and walked down that stairs with him. But let's watch it, right? Hey, man, you can't make this up. I mushed his ass. Look. Right hand, straight mush. Look. Now you got to play it off. Yeah, he went over there and checked it like, bitch, you see these doors is open, right? So he getting bullied, man. Here it is. He's the president. He can't control his household. Yeah. Here you go. He offer his arm. Nope. Let's watch it one more time, man. Mush. And Bridget know the door is open, man. And this is nothing new to him. He's been in this position and have had the cameras in his face for however long now. And he's 47 and she's supposedly like 72 or something like that. They're 24 years older, or she's 24 years older than him. But this is how she treats her man, So if she has no respect for him, imagine what the other political leaders, or powerhouses of the world are thinking about. Hey, Putin would never allow this to happen to him. Trump wouldn't allow that to happen to him. They probably talking mess next time they see him, they like, dang, you just gonna let her mush him? But the scriptures even say, hey, now it's Eve feeling the curses, right? Now women ruling over them. But let's grab this. This is first Esdras 4. And I'm gonna just start at 26. It says, yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. Here it is. That would never happen, to a real man in the ancient world. When it goes into this king, right? He was a simp, man. So, as a matter of fact, let's just get to it, right? It says, many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women. Here it is. Hey, they know the protocol that once the door is open, it is game time, man. All the madness or whatever they were doing within the plane, it comes to cease in the eyes of the public, man. Right? It says, and now, it's like, and many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women. And now do ye not believe me? Is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? Right. So this man is feared, by certain powers, man, by certain countries, because he has the power to kill, essentially. He has, his secret service. He has, his government or military officials, his bodyguards, all of that. This is a protected man. But in his own house, he's getting beat up on. Right? Now, we don't know if she just beating him, but hey, to put your hands on that man's face and to mush him in front of the public eye is not a good look, man. It shows there's weakness somewhere, man. Right? It says, and now do you not believe me? Is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? Yet did I see him and Apame, the king's concubine, the daughter of the admiral Bardacus, sitting at the right hand of the king, right? And nobody's supposed to be sitting at the right hand of the king, especially not a woman, unless it's a general, that's sitting at the right hand. But it's definitely not supposed to be a woman, and a concubine at that, right? It says, in taking the crown from the king's head, and no one touches the king's crown, man. It literally comes on a pillow by the crown bearer, right? And the crown bearer don't even touch it. Really, the king is taking off his head and putting it on the pillow, or the crown bearer may do it. But after that, the crown don't get touched unless it's by death of the king. Then the crown, once that king is taken over, the crown gets picked up by the next king. But she's removing the crown off of his head and putting it on hers, right? It says, in taking the crown from the king's head and setting it upon her own head, she also struck the king with her left hand. And here it is. I think this one was with a right, but nevertheless, it's the same sentiment right there. And that's a fist. So that's both hands. I think that's both hands. Mushed them with both, man. Look at him. And then he had to fix it like, oh shit, like, oh yeah, hey y'all, looking stupid, man. Then he walks back over there and says whatever. Hey, but that shows you can't control your house. So how much more your kingdom? Right? It says, in taking the crown from the king's head and setting it upon her own head, she also struck the king with her left hand. And yet for all this, the king gaped and gazed upon her with an open mouth, like he did. If she laughed upon him, he laughed also. But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fearing to flatter that she might be reconciled to him again, simping. Right? And here it is. He told you. There's a video showing me and my wife bickering and joking, and somehow that becomes a sort of geoplanetary catastrophe, with people even coming up with theories to explain it. And now all we doing through the spirit is just going in the scriptures, because an account like this has happened, and he happens to fit it perfectly, right? It shows more than what the video says, man, right? It's far deeper than that. It says, O men, O ye men, how can it be but women should be strong, seeing they do thus? Then the king and the princes looked one upon another, so he began to speak of truth. O ye men, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high as the heaven, swift is the sun in his course. For he compasseth the heavens round about, and fetcheth his course again to his own place on one day. Is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore great is the truth and stronger than all things. Right? All the earth crieth upon the truth, and the heaven blesseth it. All works shake and tremble at it, and with it is no unrighteous thing. Wine is wicked, the king is wicked, women are wicked, all the children of men are wicked, and such are all their wicked works. and there is no truth in them. And in their unrighteousness also they shall perish. As for the truth, it endureth and is always strong. It liveth and conquereth forevermore. But this just goes to show you, the power of also what's being presented, man. Right here it is. You're in the midst of global turmoil, speaking in the world geopolitically, and you have a clip like this coming out. Matter of fact, I believe that's a scripture. Let's see. There we go. Right? This is 1 Timothy 3. And I'm going to start here at 4. Right? It says, one that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. Because having your house in order shows a lot, man. To be able to control your first domain, and have it in order is I don't want to say it's a flex. That's the first word that came to my mind. But it more so shows the state of your mind, right? Just like your woman, how your woman moves is a reflection of her man, right? It says, one that ruleth his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai? Right? In this sense, he's not a believer, nor is he Israelite. But him not being able to rule his own house shows the state of his government, shows the state of his country, right? It's a reflection. It's a correlation, man. Your first sign of power, or first, how can you say it? Your first inkling of power is what you can affect right next to you, man, which is the state or your household, man. Children that are out of order from a man shows that man isn't putting fear within that child, or showing you that those children can't be controlled by that man, right? Which is an even bigger issue. Why? Because why can't those children be controlled? Why aren't they in order? Why aren't they listening? Why are they disobedient? That shows that there's a disconnect in that union, man, between that man, that woman, and that child. Why isn't the wife instilling fear of the husband in those children? See, all these questions arise. So when you see a video like that of a man that's supposed to be president getting mushed by his woman in front of, the world to see, why is it happening? Is he fit to be a ruler? These are the kind of questions that, appear, and we went right into the scriptures. The Apame, the king's concubine, had him whipped, man. So it shows you that he had a weakness unto women. But here it is, you're trying to rule over a country and a jurisdiction. You're not complete as a ruler, man. Here it is. If any man was to do that to him, it would be off with their head. But when it came to a woman, he laughed it off. Oh, we just playing, Yet she's sitting at your right hand, showing you that you can be controlled, manipulated. It shows a weakness within your chest. Right? And I mean chess in terms of the actual game, man. You can be conquered. So that's the point, that's what I seen, through the spirit. As soon as the video showed, I'm like, what? This man is feared around the world for him being able to pull strings and but now he can't control his household. Right? So it's just a clue of to what and how that man actually is. On top of this man being 47 and his woman being 70 something, that's different as well. But I ain't gonna touch on that. But that's the point, man. I just want to bring this lesson to the body. Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Harakah HaKodash. I double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to Yakim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. Shalom.